Hello and welcome to another update video about DOT. DOT chart is still hovering in this micro support zone, or actually in the main support zone, and then within the main support zone we're hovering in this micro support area. So still watching here for a potential breakout to the upside, but it is very speculative. I did say that before. This is obviously the 4-hour chart. We're dealing here with a 5-wave pattern to the upside, which might have topped here in March, and then a pullback in what could be in the white count just the A wave of a larger wave 2 correction. We might be working on some kind of a B wave, even though I'd prefer if the B wave was a bit more aggressive, because then the C wave could hold support easily. Yeah, I mean, the C wave needs some space as well, right? So if the B wave is quite shallow, not very strong, then obviously the C wave might potentially break support, which wouldn't be great from a sentiment point of view. Important is that in whatever the market is doing right now, whatever the market is doing right now, it really needs to hold that $4.60 level, 78.6 retracement. Very, very important. Any break below $4.60 would seriously challenge the overall bullish scenario. I did mention in the last videos that if we break below 460, and it's all about having a sustained break below that level. So if we get a sustained break below 460, we are going to land most likely here in no man's land, which is between support and invalidation. So the invalidation point is the October low from last year, around 360, 350. Really, this level needs to hold. Anything here is just sort of nearly 50-50. Yeah, because any break below the 78.6 fib level will start to shift probabilities towards basically a new bearish, let's say a more bearish scenario. And the way for me to track at the moment bearish scenarios is just by tracking support. Okay, we have a 5-wave move up, so I'm open to further upside continuation. But what I see here, I don't really like it. Okay, at least not yet. So what Link is doing, for example, that's something different. Link seems to be a bit more promising in the short term. Absolutely, it is moving up, and we see a little bit of upside, and it's starting to break out. It hasn't formed 5 waves to the upside yet, but it's on a good way. And DOT hasn't even tried to break out to the upside yet. Now, I just talked about the pullback in a potential white count, but the yellow count also allows for further upside short term. But actually in the yellow count, we could have already bottomed here in the wave 2. Before I go to the microstructure and explain that further, let's talk about upside targets if the low is already in. So if the low is already in this wave 2, then I'd be looking for a third wave to reach as a first ideal target, the $23.26 level, possibly higher, right? So that is really the first ideal target. Higher is always better, would give us a clearer third wave. And the next upside target for that third wave would be around $29.40. Then a 4th wave pullback could follow, and a 5th wave then to follow as well, to possibly, well, depends on where the third wave topped. If the third wave only reaches 23.26, the 5th wave should reach minimally 29.43. If the third wave goes higher, the 5th wave should also go higher, possibly to 34 or 42. And if the third wave reaches 34, which is possible because third waves generally extend, then the 5th would move even higher. So it's all about, okay, let's first see if we can get to the first ideal target of the third wave. How can we get there? Well, first of all, the $4.60 level must hold. I mean, that is really the main condition here. And in the very short term, if the low is already in, then there's really only one way out of this mess for DOT. To really confirm that we've bottomed, I need to see a 5-wave move to the upside to $9.80. Yeah. Well, actually, no, that's not true. $9.40. $9.80 would be better, but $9.40 is my minimum target. So what that means is here in the short term, we could be dealing with this yellow count, a diagonal pattern, but it doesn't really give us enough upside momentum to clearly favor that. It looks very weak. In this diagonal pattern, this would be the the wave 1, the wave 2, then an AB, and we would most likely form a low in this orange support region before a break below $6.40 occurs. Can I promise that? No. Is it a great setup? No. But it's a possibility, it's a potential. And at the moment, I mean, Bitcoin is quite friendly today, going up a bit. DOT is not really performing much in the right direction, so it would be nice to see here the C wave to the upside, get to 880 next, maybe 940, and then get a fourth wave pullback and that fifth wave. And then if we get these 5 waves, yep, I'll call that a wave 1. We'll add the next support zone to the chart, which I would label wave 2, and then we can look at higher prices from there. So let me take that off, and that's basically it. So important is now, I think, to be watching the $6.40 level. So that's still main support, or let's say micro support in the main support area, but any break below 640 will already shift probabilities further towards the white count. That's the clear level that distinguishes between the two, between bullish momentum or bullish potential, let's say short-term bullish momentum and short-term bullish potential, and a more bearish scenario. Yeah. So, but again, that would only be short-term bearish, because as long as we're holding 460, I'm looking for higher. But I can tell you that I have no evidence, or let's say evidence is very, 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 very thin, that the entire wave 2 correction is already over. That might change a bit if we break above this green line here at $7.77, the previous swing highs, because that would rather than indicate that at least we are moving up in wave C of 3. Well, no, at least in the B wave, but at least we have a chance to move up then in wave C of 3. And then, yeah, but still, confirmation only after 5 waves up. That's my update about DOT. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.